Coming next, the show that changed the face of British television.
There's our band.
Here's our band.
We tell the story behind Pop Stars and hear how Simon Cowell turned down a chance to be on the judging panel.
Well, once I saw how successful Pop Stars was, I wasn't happy about it.
Today, talent shows are more than just TV programmes, they're global brands. Series like these have found audiences both at home and across the planet. But how do we get here? The original golden era for the talent show was the 60s and 70s, when Opportunity Knocks and New Faces were amongst the most watched shows on British television. Many other series would follow. But by the late 80s, the talent show was in decline. By the turn of the century, there were barely any left on our screens. In the age of reality TV, the talent show seemed to be a relic from the bygone era.
Good night, everybody.
But one man was about to change the course of television history.
In 2000, I went across to Australia where my son was working on a programme called Pop Stars.
Pop Stars was a documentary-style talent show which saw 5 unknown singers picked by a panel to form a band.
This programme showed the audition process, and no other programme that I could remember had ever done this before.
I'm gonna show it.
This was hotels and people lining up and sing.
Making it burn. Oh my God.
Not good enough, you sing.
There's no sunshine when it's gone.
Okay, you step by. And it was that whole process, and I loved it.
I wanna really wanna think.
I bought the format, took it straight back to England.
We were living in the age of the created pop group. So it seemed like a good idea for television to get onto that bandwagon.
Throughout the history of time, talent shows had panels of people making decisions about who was going on and who was going through. But that had never been seen before. That was always behind the scenes. And suddenly this was a show where actually it was part of the show.
The role of the panel would be crucial to the show, so who should be on it?
Nigel was keen to have Jonathan King on the panel. And I said to him, quite flippantly actually, on the phone, I said, well, I'd rather have you. And it was actually a joke.
I, not reluctantly, said I'd love to. Why not?
I said, look, actually, let me sleep on it, but I think this could be quite a good idea.
With Spice Girls publicist Nikki Chapman and record company exec Paul Adam completing the lineup, the Pop Stars panel was complete. But it could have been very different.
Simon Cowell was absolutely 100% approached to do Pop Stars. In fact, he was the person we wanted the most.
And I thought about it. Do I want to show how we manufacture groups? No. So I wasn't interested.
He turned us down, and he didn't think it was going to work, the show. So we told him he'd made a huge mistake and that when the ratings came in, he'd regret it. And he did.
Well, once I saw how successful Pop Stars was, I wasn't happy about it. And it was actually making me feel sick.
He was livid that he'd missed that opportunity, and I'm sure that's what spurred him on for Pop Idol and other things further down the line. He was gutted.
In August 2000, the audition process began, and the panel and production team took in a trawl of venues around the UK.
It wasn't glamorous at all. I don't think you could get any further removed from the massive auditions of X Factor now, but that's where it all started.
She's living the vida loca, come on, she's living the vida loca.
It's difficult at this time of the morning to get excited about that, isn't it?
The smile on your feet.
If they think they can sing, they're either stupid or deaf.
As we carried on filming and we auditioned more and more people, Nigel's one-liners just got better and better.
Contemplate my fate.
Do you know the tune of Angels?
Nasty Nigel, he was dubbed. There's always has to be an evil one, doesn't there? And Nigel was ours.
I didn't really care at that moment about being called Nasty Nigel by the tabloids, purely and simply because it brought notice to the programme. And the only thing I was interested in was the programme.
Despite the bad auditions, some stars were beginning to shine.
My heart will go on.
I was a single mum, living on benefit. I'd been trying to get into the music industry since I was about 12 years old. I was 24 at that point, so I was kind of running out of time, really.
Will you come to me?
I was a jobbing musician. I'd just done West End shows and I'd just been offered a tour.
You still play the best.
I just thought this was another audition, and if I didn't get this, I had to get the next one because it was a job for me.
She's into superstition, black cats and voodoo.
The whittling down process or the elimination process was quite intense.
Hi, Raymond.
Hi, Raymond.
Nigel Lithgow added drama by placing the judges' table at the far end of the audition room.
We called it the Green Mile, sort of like from the Tom Hanks movie. It's just your footsteps to keep you company until you reach the judges' table.
It was the longest walk of your life at that point in time because you were terrified.
It provided jeopardy, I think, for the first time. They were so scared, petrified, had they made it or not.
Raymond, we're not going to ask you back tomorrow.
I'd like to see you again tomorrow.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Taz, mate, we're not going to ask you to stay.
Can't believe I'm going to have to say goodbye to some of you.
On previous talent shows, the pain of rejection had not been filmed. For the first time, viewers were witnessing the raw emotion of the auditioning process.
We made a lot of friends there, and to see people go and to see literally dreams shattered in an instant like that, it's quite painful to watch.
But that pain wasn't over yet. The judges still had some big decisions to make.
There's our band.
Here's our bag.
We're not going to ask you to be in the band.
I'm in.
I'm afraid you haven't been chosen for the band.
Okay. You are one of the 5.
Oh! You were down to the last 10, as you know.
Paul Adam came to see me. He tried to trick me, said, I'm afraid, you know.
I'm afraid you're going to have to move down to London for a few months.
Oh, you're joking. I was like, God. I hate you for that.
I can only do it, I wouldn't do anyone else.
I remember telling my dad, and he's like, so let me get this right, you've turned down a year on tour to go and join a pop band. And when he said those words out loud, I just thought, oh God, what have I done?
You've made it to the final 5.
Yeah, I have. I've turned down a year's work. Thank God.
It's the keys to the house. Welcome to the band.
Oh my God!
The judges had settled on their final 5. Noel, Danny, Suzanne, Kim and Miley. Hearsay were born. And in a new age of docu-soap and reality TV, it was also the dawn of a new era for the talent show.
They put us in this house. There was microphones in the teapot. There was sort of cameras coming round doors at you. We just didn't know. There'd never been a format like it.
Just work it out. Stop looking down.
As the band set to work on recording, the cameras also captured the harsh reality of the music business.
You need to lose some weight. It's all right, Santa, all Christmas was there, and, well, the goose has gotten fat.
Do you think I'm fat? What a nice thing to say to a girl. Kaiser charmer, isn't he?
I think you've put weight on over Christmas, and I think you needed to lose weight before Christmas, yeah.
Do you?
The reason I said this, because it was just after Christmas, the band were very lethargic. The record company said, you have got to do something about this.
Out of order. There's no hard feelings with Nigel. He was just doing his job. He's making a TV show. That's what he set out to do, and that's what he did. You know, he made a TV show that was absolutely not to be missed television.
The band were finally launched to the public in February 2001, and their debut single went head-to-head with Westlife for the #1 spot. But could a pop group formed on a talent show really compete with the nation's biggest boy band?
It's literally seconds to go before we find out whether Hearsay have made it to #1, and we are going to wait.
We all gathered round and we heard, and at number 2...
Wait, number 2!
2. We all just went, because we knew at that point that Pure and Simple was number 1.
That was such a huge moment in my life. 5 crazy kids jumping around a living room. That was pretty spectacular.
You have got the biggest selling British debut single ever.
The whole country went completely berserk. We were literally on everything, at everything, in everything. You couldn't move without seeing Hearsay somewhere. We had like little dolls made. We did a tour, we did another album, literally all in the space of a year.
We achieved so much in a short space of time. And so it was inevitable that for us, the only way was a demise of some sort.
It's not hearsay, it's true. The made-for-TV pop band has split up.
When it finishes, I can't tell you what it feels like because, I mean, how can you feel washed up at 23?
Pop stars had reinvented the TV talent show for the 21st century. And for the members of Hearsay, life would never be the same.
It certainly brought me to where I am now. It changed my life forever. Absolutely changed my life forever.
Pop stars changed my life. There's no doubt about it. I met my partner through it. I mean, I ran off with the Bodyguards. I did a Whitney.
I would recommend a TV talent show to anyone. You've got to have a thick skin, but it's the greatest experience of my life, and I think it will always be.